one of the things that you'll find is that you're going to learn two things, three things that you never would have thought of that are very good. And when that happens, it makes it all worthwhile. And it's certainly worth going through this exercise. One of the things that you're going to get, and one of the things that I want to talk about is the marketing formula. And the marketing formula for me, and you're going to have to write this down because I'm not going to, it doesn't have it right in here, but it's important that you write down these 4 points, and I'm going to do a little talking without slides. The marketing formula, any piece of marketing that you do should have all 4 of these components. And those components are interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Interrupt, engage, educate, offer. If you took any marketing classes and you used, oh, geez, I feel terrible. It's right over here. Kotler. Phil Kotler. I just said to walk over and look at it. If you took any marketing classes and you used Phil Kotler's book, it's the AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. However you want to look at it. But these, you want to have all 4 components, and the interrupt is generally going to be the headline. And you want to make sure that you interrupt the best that you possibly can, and what happens. And, my long presentation goes, there's lots of slides, and basically we talk about people being in alpha mode and beta mode. And, you guys may understand some of this brain physiology stuff. And, as we go along through life, we're often in alpha mode, which is kind of like the things that we can do in our sleep, and we don't have to think about it a lot. And what alpha mode does in marketing is it causes a state of apathy. And once you've created apathy with people, then, I can't say you've created apathy. Apathy exists. Once you have apathy, it's going to kill your marketing efforts. So what you have to do with your marketing is do something to get their attention. That's why people use celebrities, and they use animals and babies and geckos and all those kind of things in their advertising to get your attention. Now, generally, the gecko may get your attention and you may think it's cute and that sort of thing, but, is it going to right now inspire you to change insurance companies? And it's going to take a lot more than just a talking gecko to do that. And certainly at your level, and at the level that most businesses operate at, we don't have the money to spend on marketing that Geico does. So our marketing has to be a lot more effective and a lot more pinpointing exactly what our customers' problems are and how we solve their problems. This is the essence of what we do. Is, you're solving people's problems. So you want to do the best that you can to communicate to them with as much passion that you solve their problems better than anybody else. So, what you want to do for any marketing that you may do, be it your website, where you have a strong headline that gets people's attention when they get to the page, or if you're going to do a press release about a new service that you're offering, something that gets people's attention, or you're going to post something on your Facebook page, or you're going to create a YouTube video and you want to put a headline, a title to the YouTube video. The title of the YouTube video is critical. If you want to send an email to your clients and prospects and you want to get their attention, you want to have a subject line that's going to be really effective. So you want to learn how to write powerful headlines, and that's going to be part of your message. What are the things that are going to catch people's attentions? What are the biggest problems people have when trying to, use the services that you have? Or what are the problems that you are trying to solve for people? The health problems, the pain, whatever it might be, and how you do that. And, hitting that to let them know that you're going to be the solution to their problems. And then you want to, you want to evaluate those headlines. What hot buttons are you trying to hit? If you go back to what we were talking about when we first got started. And there are 3 ways to write headlines. You can just write it in plain English if you'd like. The Traeger approach does this. This is why you should come to us. We've had 14 people who feel the same way, whatever it might be. Use the words that you want to exactly say it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good way to go. You can try different approaches, and here's some ideas to get you going. Questions. What are the 3 or 4 or 5, 6 questions that people have? Does the Traeger approach... Does the Traeger approach hurt? I've gone to have treatment before and it took me 2 days to recover from it, whatever it might be. Or make a bold claim if you feel comfortable in doing that. And I realize regulations and all that. So, certainly I don't advocate anything, that sort of thing. How to get rid of your pain in less than 90 days or whatever it might be, those type of things. So that's another way to write headlines. And then the third way to write headlines is go to the headline bank. And this is where, I thought I had changed this like 3 times. I thought I had changed it and it still goes back. Well, I'm going to actually, since this has come up, I'm going to actually try to. You head back to and get the actual headline bank. This is the headline bank. This is one of the downloads that you have as well. Just everything's going a little slow. This is one of the downloads that you have as well, and this is just over lots of time, people have accumulated great headlines that work. And here's some these are generic. What you want to do is basically take any of the words and change it around to fit what you're trying to say. So that, this, just get a little creative on it. And what I recommend when you create headlines is you try to create 5, 10, 15. I used to have one client, we used to have the employees vote on what they thought the best headlines were, and we would try different ones, that sort of thing. But, these are all headlines that have been proven over time, and, just think about how you can change it around to make it work. I'm trying to, try to find one here. I don't know. Of course, I'm drawing a blank here. Maybe you can find one, and we'll talk about this more at the end. But that brings you back to the headline bank. So I apologize. I don't know how I can. I had created a separate folder for all the stuff for this presentation, and for some stupid reason, I still haven't. The changes that I made didn't quite take. So here we go. So there, there's the headline bank. And you've got the other one as well that has the 174 headlines. So there, that's our interrupt. I talked about interrupt, and that's also going to be our engage. And what you want to do is, like I said, create 5 to 10 headlines that work with your business and where you want to focus, that type of thing. The niche you want to command, and create the headlines, and then the best one you use as your main headline, and then your engage, which basically is just a promise that if you continue to read, you're going to learn something that's going to help solve the problem that we talked about in the interrupt. Make your second or third headline be your engage. So you've got your interrupt, your engage, and then what you want to do is you want to go into educate and offer. And often your educate and offer can be say the same things, and you can actually have, let's say you wanted to have an offer on your Facebook page, and your offer may be for discounted service one time. It may be to view some testimonials that other people have done. It may be an online webinar like we're doing that explains what you do. One of the great ways to educate people is to do seminars and webinars, and get as many people to come as possible. The number one, for the professional services industry, which is what you guys really are in, the number one lead generation tactic is doing seminars. So, your offer, your educate and your offer can be combined into one, where your offer is come to a free seminar and you'll learn, 7 things to make you feel better in 30 days or less. And really, going along those lines. So, you want to create some strategies and offers that prospects can't refuse. You want people to take action, because one of the biggest problems, and you can look at, pick up the newspaper today, or pick up a magazine that you have, or even go to somebody's website. Do they interrupt, engage, educate, and offer? Often they don't. And one of the weakest things is to not have any offer. Generally, the offer is, call us to schedule an appointment, or call us and we'll tell you how much it costs, or whatever it might be. So you really don't want to have that type of offer, because generally people aren't going to do it. If you can make it more low risk, we talk about risk lowering strategies. So that's where a seminar is relative, or a webinar is relatively low risk. And then, as Tracy and I have talked before, when you do the seminar or you do the webinar, you record it. Take the time and record it. You can buy a decent video camera for about $120, $150 and record it, and either put snippets of it, or you could put the whole thing on a DVD that you could offer to people. Then you have another offer. You could take little snippets of it and put it up on YouTube, and you've got, here you are treating this person, here you are treating another person, or here you are treating this problem, here you are treating that problem, and you've got a whole assortment of YouTube videos ready to go from the one seminar. So you repurpose the content, and then considering repurposing content, the next thing you can do is you can transcribe those seminars, and then you have blog posts. So you've taken all that content and you've put it together in one, and done a lot of marketing work for yourself. So, here, this goes through different risk lowering strategies, free samples, free offers, free trials, bonus, try us once and get your second time free. That's another good way to go. Think about different, what you would call your DVD. You want it to have a name that's going to get people's attention, that sort of thing. So I just don't know why the changes that I made didn't come through, but I guess I have the wrong file here. Anyway, so these are all great ways for you to create your strategy, and create some things that you can tactically implement at the same time, creating that offer. If you have that offer and it's a video, or it's a seminar, or it's a free report, maybe from the video that you make, you can create like a little ebook, and you have screenshots from the videos, and a little bit of text, here we are doing this, here's a screenshot from the video, here we are doing that. So, you can create that stuff as well. And, and let me talk about another thing here, because that I realize that may be a little bit of work as well. Let me give you a little tip on outsourcing. And, this is another thing that can help you save time and save you money as well, because if you're freed up to work and you don't have to work on marketing, you could probably make more money practicing than working on marketing. But let's say you created that video, you did the seminar, you did the video. You could then go to, there's a website, and there's a couple of them out there, and some of you may have heard of them. One of them is Elance, ELANCE.com. And basically what that is where people freelance. And what you could do is say, here I have a YouTube video, find somebody who's going to edit it up into, 7 or 8 or 10 videos that you can use. Find somebody who can do the transcription. Find somebody who might be able to create the free report or the ebook for you, and do it for, relatively low cost and generally pretty good quality, because these people are all rated, and the poorly rated ones don't stick around that long. So that's a tip. Elance. The other place you can go is Odesk, Odesk.com. And that's, another outsourced place. And you could also just do a Google search on, outsourcing and find some of that. But that would be a tip, that I would do. I mean, work hard to put the seminar together and make it great, and, spend the time to get it recorded. But once you get it recorded, then take it and run with it. This next page I'm not going to spend a lot of time on, but it gives you lots of tips on how you can write. And, for some people, that's a little bit of a problem, but it gives you some great tips on writing and putting together your message. So you can go over that yourself. And then when you get done with this gives you an idea. This gives you a guideline as to what you should, how you should evaluate the marketing piece that you've done. Do your headlines interrupt? Are they strong? Once the reader is interrupted, do they keep going? What is your case or your education? What are the things that I need to make a change on this one too? I thought I had, I really apologize. I'll get you the edited one out there. It's got to be on my hard drive somewhere. And then your offer, what is your offer? So you want to make sure, this gives you a form that you can use to evaluate the marketing. Do you hit your hot buttons? Do you get people's attention? Do you educate? Do you build a case? Do you have a good offer? And use this, all the time to evaluate your marketing and the pieces that you create. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on this in a few minutes, but I want to talk about testimonials. Powerful testimonials can really help you. And I think that, often it's something that we miss. And I have to say that I'm negligent about this as well. I think I have about 9 or 10 testimonials on LinkedIn right now. But it's funny, if you go and look at them, there are 2 groups of them, and twice I've gone and asked people to do testimonials for me, and when I do it, I get them. But if I don't ask, I don't get them. So, and for you on your website, the better your testimonials can be, the better chance you have of convincing people to do business with you. And if you have a website and you have video testimonials with real people, that's the highest level that you can pretty much get, other than a live endorsement, which is when somebody, one person tells another person. But if you can get videos of your clients endorsing you, those are great, and it's got their name and their, not their home address, but their name and their city down below, and they talk for a minute about why they love you, and then you put that on YouTube and you put it on your website. That's the best that you can do. And the key, this is, I won't go into all the details on this, but this gives you